So how do you launch a product, and what is the timeline? When should you do what? How do you fit together emails and newsletters and Instagram and Facebook and live videos? That's what we're going to discuss today. Welcome to Explore Your Enthusiasm, episode 162 with me, Tara Swiger. Today's topic comes directly from a Starship Q&A I did earlier today, the day I'm recording this. The Starship is my online community for makers and artists, and every month I do a Q&A where I answer their questions and I go into details and I give them personalized answers to their questions. There's also a live chat going on at the same time so they can ask their questions live and ask follow-up questions. And this was a question that I was asked in today's Q&A, and I've been asked this question a lot. And by the way, if you want to check out the Starship, it's going to open it again in September to people who have signed up because they're interested. So to learn more and sign up, go to taraswiger.com/starshipbiz, B-I-Z, taraswiger.com/starshipbiz. Now, let's get into the timeline for how to launch a product. So I get asked this all the time, and I've really hesitated to go into detail because it's different for every person. It's different for every business, for every industry, and for what are your particular platforms you're using in your business. That's just going to be different. So when I was asked this, I realized that there is a way we could talk about it, even though it's going to be different for everybody. And I do want to say that I've done an episode called How to Launch Anything way back in 2014. I'll be linking that up on the podcast show notes page, which you can find at taraswiger.com/podcast162. It's podcast 162. And that episode is called How to Launch Anything. And in it, I talk about how to create content that will launch anything. So how to create the teaser content and the going live, it's launching content, and really how to think about getting people interested by sharing relevant content to the thing you're going to be launching. So listen to that for ideas on specific content. Also, it was back in 2014, so that was a while ago. Now, this is what to do to launch your thing. I'm going to go through it pretty quickly because you are going to apply this to your own business, and it's going to be different for everyone, but here's the outline of it. The first thing you need to do is write out all of the platforms that you use and all the ways that you engage with your audience and with your buyers. Now, here are some examples. You may have an email list. You may have a blog. You most definitely have a website or a shop. You also have social media like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Also, Instagram Live or doing Facebook Lives, I would count differently than just the regular old Facebook or Instagram. So for me, the list is email list, podcast, which includes both the audio and the video on YouTube. And I have a blog where I can do posts that aren't even podcast related. Also, Instagram stories, Facebook, my Facebook page rather, and Facebook Lives on both my page and on the groups I'm involved in. And I also do Twitter. But after you list out all the platforms, I then want you to prioritize what are your best platforms? Where do you get the best engagement? Where do your audiences most often click through and buy? So that might be your email list. For many of the people I work with, their email list is the most effective sales tool they have in immediate sales. So it might be your email list. It might be your Instagram account. For me, if I'm being honest, it's probably the podcast leads to the emails, and then the emails actually do the selling. And then Instagram stories gets people to my email list or to my shop. So I absolutely post on Instagram, but I get the best, most excited response on Instagram stories. For you, it might be Facebook. For one of my clients that I work with, her best is her Facebook Lives on her Facebook page. She has the best kind of follow through with people who are watching her live or watching those live videos later. For you, it might also be webinars or YouTube videos or whatever. Write out your platforms and then pick your top 2 to 3. Do not go more than 3. And really, you could just focus on your top 1 to 2 for sales. Now, the reason why I'm having you do this is because what a lot of people want is for me to tell them all the platforms they should be doing to launch their thing. So if I told you do it on an email list and do it on Instagram and do it on Instagram stories and make YouTube videos, but you don't have an audience in any of those places, the launch isn't going to be effective. And what I see a lot of you doing is taking classes or listening to podcast episodes, figuring out that, oh, I should launch on this platform without first building up the platform. So I want to reverse that and say, you look at where you already have an engaged audience and then launch your thing there. So you're going to pick your best. And then the next step pre-launch is you're going to make it better. And what I mean by make it better is I want you to ask yourself the question, am I doing this at the highest level that I could do this? So if you're saying that Instagram is one of your most engaged audiences or your best click-throughs, ask yourself, am I doing the best I can? Am I posting daily Instagram photos? Are they the best photos I could possibly be posting? Am I doing clear call to actions on a regular basis? Is my profile on Instagram great and descriptive and links to my site? It's okay if not. What I'm going to tell you is that in order to get ready for your launch, about 4 to 6 or even as many weeks out as you have, pick those 1 or 2 platforms and go hardcore, go completely committed, do the best you can do on those platforms, knowing that it's leading up to a launch. So this is really the first pre-launch activity I want you to do, is to make your best platforms better. So what I see is, like I said, a lot of people will hear about other platforms they should launch on, so they go plant just a couple seeds there, they do just a little bit this, maybe they slack off on Instagram because they think they should do YouTube videos, so they do 2 YouTube videos before their launch with no audience in either place. Instead, go all in on the platforms where you've already started to get an audience, or already started to get some comments and interaction. Whatever that is for you, do it better. So on Instagram, that would mean your best photos, that would mean posting daily, that would mean doing regular calls to action and making your profile great. On something like your email list, it would mean making sure that you're sending regular emails at least once a month, and maybe even bump it up to twice a month in order to get ready for your launch. And that those emails are well written and that you've edited them and that they're very direct and to the point and are sending people exactly what they promised them. Maybe your Facebook page or your Facebook group is getting the best interaction, then ask, am I posting there daily? Am I posting good content that gets people engaged? And then this is really a key, if one of your best platforms is social media, is both Facebook and Instagram only show your work when your work is engaging. They only show your posts to people who have been engaging in your posts. You know that, right? Because of the algorithms, all of your posts aren't showed to all of the people who are following you. For starters, they might just not be online, so they might not get to see it because they're not online when you post it. But then they've changed up the algorithm so that they're showing your work, your posts, to people who have already been engaged. So the best thing you can do before a launch is get people engaged. Start asking questions and getting people to comment. So when I say pick a platform and make it better, if it's anything, you want to become more consistent and put better quality work out there. If it's social media, especially Instagram or Facebook, what I want you to do is start doing every 2 out of 3 or 4 out of 5 posts where you're asking for engagement. What I mean by engagement is you're asking for comments. You can ask for likes, but I find it more valuable to your person to actually ask them a question and ask them to reply. So don't just say, please comment on this. Say, this is, if you're selling purses, this is what's in my purse, what's in yours? Or do a Friday introductions. This is who I am. How about you? I ask them a question about themselves. Tell me about yourself. What are you obsessed with today? What are you working on today? What are you crafting today? What are you watching tonight? Ask a question that's going to get answers, and what that's going to do is show Facebook or Instagram that your content is active and that people are engaged, so they're going to share your posts to more and more people. That is a way to get your engagement higher, which then gets your reach higher, the amount of people they show it to. The same thing goes on your Facebook page or your Facebook group. Ask questions that get comments. You can also do a thing as you get closer to your launch where you ask people to tag their friends for some real thing, either to win something or post a quote and tag a friend who you think needs to hear this today. What that's going to do is not only get those comments, but maybe also get you more followers, at least knowing who you are. The other way to get engagement is to be engaged. Go and talk to the people who are your customers. When you ask a question and people comment, click through, look at their posts, comment on their posts, talk to them. You can't say that a platform is your best and that you're using it to launch your work if you're not actually engaging in it. The same thing goes with your emails. You can ask them to hit reply and tell you something about themselves, but ask them a really specific question to get the best replies. And then when they reply to you, you reply back to them. This isn't about gaming the system. This is about building real trust and connections with your customers before you invite them to buy a thing that you've made for them. So write out your platforms, prioritize your top 1 to 2, then make those 1 to 2 even better, get more consistent. This is the time to do your absolute best on those platforms. Then the last thing you're going to do is decide what people are going to get. So you've got your launch day set, decide what your launch day is, decide, are you going to give email subscribers something special? Are you going to give them a discount code? Are you going to give them early access to a limited number of things? What are you going to do? And you need to know that because we're going to talk about inviting people to sign up to your list as one of your pre-launch things you do. But what are they going to get when they sign up? So decide what they're going to get. It should be related to the thing you're selling. So don't give them a free $10 off a different store and then try to sell them what you're selling. Or don't give them something entirely unrelated to the thing you're about to launch. Decide if they're going to get early bird bonuses, if they're going to get discount codes. Also decide on if you're going to do any bonus for the first 10 people who buy, or any bonus for on the first day of anybody who buys on the first day. Decide for your deadlines. What are the deadlines on those early bird bonuses if you're going to do it? Decide if this thing you're offering is going to have a limited number of spots, or is going to be available for a limited number of days, or are you just launching a new thing that's going to live in your shop forever? Decide on if you're going to do deadlines for any of this. Then you're ready to actually do your timeline. And here is a suggested timeline. It's going to be different for every business, but this is just to get you thinking. So 2 weeks before, so you've set launch date, right? Okay, now 2 weeks before launch date, I want you to start posting teasers of your thing on social media with a call to action to join your newsletter. A call to action just means you're telling them what to do. So a call to action would be like, sign up in order to get this. Click the link in my profile and join in order to get the coupon code. Join the emails in order to get first dibs at limited kits, right? When I say teasers, some of you choose, a lot of knitwear designers to choose not to show anything before it comes out, but it's themed. So like one person I work with, say she does a Doctor Who themed kit, so she'll show pictures of that doctor and not the actual product. That's fine. You don't actually have to show it if you don't want to show it. If that's part of the surprise, that's part of how you do your launches, that's awesome. That's actually something to think about. Do you want to totally surprise them on day one? Or do you want to give them snippets of it? Maybe a color palette, maybe a picture of a corner of it, maybe a picture of the inside of it and you can't quite tell what it is. Maybe a picture of the people or places or colors that inspired it. But do teasers and say, blah, blah is coming soon, or even super surprise thing is coming soon. Click the link in my profile to sign up to be the first to hear about it, or to get first dibs on limited spots, or to get this coupon code. Do that 2 weeks before. Start doing those every couple days. Also, incentivize sharing it. So start talking to your people on your platforms, whatever platforms you're using that are your best, and invite them to share it with their friends. Invite them to tag their friends. Invite them to send the sign up link to their friends. Maybe give them a discount code for having friends join it. But really at this point, what you want to focus on is getting it in front of new people and getting them in your cycle before you actually launch it, right? It's great for them to share it with their friends after you've launched it, but to have the biggest launch and the biggest impact, you want to get them sharing it with their friends before you even do. So an example would be one of my students, Jenny, did a Wonder Woman kit on Wonder Woman Day when the Wonder Woman movie came out. So she could have incentivized sharing ahead of time by showing like a picture of the new Wonder Woman movie and saying something like, who's excited about the new Wonder Woman movie? Tag the friends you're going to go see it with. Or I'm doing a Wonder Woman inspired something, tag your friends who you know love Wonder Woman. Something like that. Tagging your friends in an Instagram photo isn't as effective as actually having them email their friends. So one of the things you can do at this point is send out an email to your list. Say, hey guys, super excited to do a new Wonder Woman themed project. If you have friends who you know love Wonder Woman or are excited about the movie, send them here to sign up. And then give them a couple sentences and the link to the sign up form that they should send their friends. This is also where if you're on Twitter, you can do a click to tweet. How that works is you go to clicktotweet.com, you sign in with your Twitter account, you write the tweet you want someone else to say, and it gives you a link. You put that link in your email or on your website, and when somebody clicks that link, it autofills their Twitter a tweet for them. They can edit it and change it before they hit publish, so it's not automatically going to send it, but it will like pre-write it. And I'm always surprised how much people love this. I have click to tweets on my podcast episodes. If you haven't been to a podcast episode, you should go to this one, taraswiger.com/podcast162, and you'll see how a click to tweet works. You can click that. You can share this podcast episode with your friends. But that's how you incentivize sharing, or you just invite people to share. You make it really easy for them. You can think about if you want to give them an incentive. Keep in mind that an incentive to sharing is just like to look cool and share cool things with your friends. I share things with my friends all the time when there's nothing in it for me because I just like to. And it makes me feel good to share something with people who I know will love it. So it's 2 weeks before. 1 week before your launch, I want you to email your list and tell them what they're going to get on launch day. Hey, now you don't have to tell them the product if you're keeping that a surprise. You can take your teaser photos that you've been sharing on social media, put it in your email, and again, that email to invite them to share that with their friends. That's like 1 week out. This is what's coming up. This is what you get as subscribers. If you think your friends want this too, tell them to sign up here. Then that brings us to day of launch. By the way, when I say 2 weeks before, you're sharing on social media with a call to action to your newsletter, you're doing that for the 2 weeks leading up to it. Not every day, but maybe 1 to 2 posts out of 3 invite to your newsletter. And you can do all kinds of photos. Like I do photos of like flowers or my dogs, and then I talk about something and I tie it into signing up for my newsletter because this new thing is coming out. Or I say, this is what I'm working on today, which is about to release this new thing. Sign up if you want to be the first to hear about it. So that's the 2 weeks for before. On day of launch, email your subscribers. Whether your email list is one of your top platforms or not, you have to email your subscribers and give them whatever thing you said you were going to give them. Whether it's a coupon code or it's the first chance to get the 20 spots, make sure they know what they're getting special as subscribers. That will keep them subscribed and keep them opening. And then also, this is the time. So, previously you sent an email a week before that told them some of what's coming and why it's going to be a benefit to be signed up. This is the time that you not only give them the thing you're going to give them, but also go on and include basically a sales page, the description of what it is you're selling. Don't just have them click through to see it. Tell them everything that's involved with it, show them a picture, give them a button to buy it directly. Don't send them to your homepage, don't send them to your shop page, send them to the product page, or even better, an add to cart button that immediately adds them to the cart. When you do this, you might get fewer people clicking through because you've given them all the details there, but a bigger percentage of the people who click through will actually buy because they're ready to buy and that's why they're clicking. Also, if you've given them a coupon code, you want to make it as easy as possible for them to use it. And by giving them the exact place where they put it into their cart and giving them the link for where to do it, you're making that much easier for them. You don't want me to have to search around your site and then figure out how to put in the coupon code. Make it ultra, ultra simple. The other thing to do on launch day, not only email your subscribers, but if you were giving your subscribers 24 hours before anybody else, then wait 24 hours before you announce it in all the places, but then announce it in all the places in your social media that you've been prioritizing and you've been crushing it. Put it there. Give them the info, give a full picture, tell them to click the link in your profile to buy it, and then make sure that you have that exact link whether it's your Instagram profile or actually in the Facebook post. Give them the exact link they need. And announce it in all the places, not just the places you've been prioritizing, but all the places you have an account online. Announce it there. One of the things I forget is to do like a YouTube video. Well, I have over 1,000 YouTube subscribers, so I need to not just do a podcast episode about it, but I also need to do a YouTube video. Hey guys, this is live. This is what it is. Right? And maybe a Facebook Live. If you do Instagram stories, do an Instagram story on launch day of you launching it. And then even do Instagram stories where you thank the first couple buyers of it. That shows social proof and gets more people excited about buying it. So that's the day of, yay, you've launched it. For at least a week after, follow up, keep talking about it, show pictures of it, in an actual situation where it might be. Show pictures of people using it. If you're a designer, this all applies to designers. Show pictures of people wearing it, of them knitting it. Show different yarns it could come in. If it's a book, show the book in a bunch of situations. Show people unboxing their thing. Use the repost app to repost people's Instagram photos of them getting it and unboxing it and using it. Also, a little side note, if you make a hashtag for your particular product, like my book Map Your Business has the hashtag Map Your Business. So when I include a bookmark when you buy Map Your Business that invites you to use that hashtag, so you can see, oh, I can take a picture right now and put this hashtag on it. That then gives me an endless stream of content of people who are taking photos of my book. I can then repost whenever I want to do another like little mini launch or focus on Map Your Business. I have images, beautiful images that I can repost and share, always giving credit. Now the repost app actually puts their name on the image when you share it, so they've got the credit. I also put it in the description, and I often copy and paste their exact same description because they're talking about how much they love it or how excited they are to get it. That's awesome. So something like, thanks to @AllAboutYarn for posting that she just got hashtag Map Your Business, and then you paste her comment of her being like, oh, I love it, it's amazing. So that you can do for months afterwards, but especially don't just stop after launch day. Keep it up. You will be surprised at how many sales you continue to see come in, because a lot of people won't even see your launch day content. Some people don't open their emails every day. Instagram and Facebook, of course, don't show your post to every person. So you want to keep posting about it. Keep in mind that thing about engagement, where you're asking questions that are also getting engagement on your in-between posts. And a little bit to keep in mind, for best results, you can incentivize early sales. So give those discount codes for subscribers, or a extra bonus like a Q&A for the first 20 people who join. If you want to have a launch that you feel went really well on launch day, then you need to incentivize people buying on launch day. Now, by the way, having a huge launch that goes great on launch day isn't the same as having a sustainable business where people keep buying your stuff. So just because you didn't have a huge launch day doesn't mean you won't keep getting sales. So don't put all of your eggs in the bucket of launch day, but keep talking about it. But if you do want those early sales, you need to do something to get them. Either incentivize it or put a deadline on it so people have to buy by a certain time to get something. One of my designer students does a different discount code for every platform. So her email subscribers get like a day early and they get a discount code. Her Instagram stories followers, or her Periscope followers, or her Facebook or Ravelry groups all get different codes. That way she can track which site does best, and she can decide where to spend her marketing time and energy. Also, for best results, have an end date. So this doesn't make sense for products that you're launching that you're going to keep in your store forever. But if you have an end date to a special promotion, it will give you a reason to both talk about it when it launches and talk about that end date coming up. This is a lot of makers don't do this because they're like, well, I'm launching a new line that's going to be in my shop forever. But if you can do some kind of special add-in when they buy that thing up into a certain end date, then as the end date approaches, and don't do it longer than maybe 2 weeks out for most products. So any wear from the first 2 days, or the first 20 items, or the first week, or the first 10 days, having an end date or a bonus that ends on a certain date allows you to talk about it when you launch it. And then again, as that end date approaches, saying, hey guys, it's coming up on the last day to get your free whatever when you buy my thing. So I hope that this helped you think about launching. Launching is something that every business can do, whether it's a new line in your shop, whether it's re-releasing a newly improved thing, whether it's designs. And I've talked about this in a YouTube video that I'll link up, that one of the things that really helps the designers that I work with who are making a good income from their design business is that they launch their designs. They don't just make some designs and then put them on Ravelry and then hope people find them on Ravelry. They're doing this full launch like I described, getting early knitters to knit it before launch day so that on launch day they actually have projects in Ravelry and they actually have photos that they can share. Getting early knitters to knit it, talking about it, getting people on their email list, announcing it to their email list, doing a coupon code, following up by continuing to show photos. All of the designers that I work with who make money from their designs and like have a profitable business, they're A, designing and releasing patterns regularly, and B, launching the patterns when they release them. The same goes for the teachers and the authors I work with and the product makers that I work with. When they come out with a new product, they launch it. They share it in like a, hey guys, this is a big deal kind of way. That's really all of a launch is throwing a party for your new products. So I hope that this helps and answers a question I get a lot. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for sending in your questions. Remember that you can find links to everything I discussed at taraswiger.com/podcast162. And if you're interested in getting personalized answers to your questions every month on a monthly Q&A, check out the Starship. It'll open again in September, but the link to sign up is taraswiger.com/starshipbiz. Starship and then BIZ. Thanks so much for listening and have a really great day.